Now you're looking up to life in prison. You understand? Every decision that you make in your life, you need to ask yourself, is this something that can result in me potentially going to prison for life?
Abandoned at 8, raised by strangers, betrayed by his best friend. A 23-year-old walks into Judge Boyd's courtroom with nothing and everything on the line.
So, Mr. Cole, I reset this case for today because there are many things for me to think about. And I will tell you from reading the police report, my first thing was you belong in prison. And some cases, they're very difficult. And I never have a crystal ball to know how somebody's future is going to be. So when I'm making decisions about, what's in the police report, about the person who's standing before me, about whether this person has learned their lesson, because sometimes punishment is about rehabilitation, but it's also about punishment as well. Absolutely. And any type of sentencing, punishment is always a part of it. But then you have the rehabilitation. And hopefully when people go to prison, they receive rehabilitation as well. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes people go to prison and they come out of prison. Sometimes they're worse than when they went in. And sometimes they just don't learn anything. They say, my life is over. So in reading the police report, it's horrible what you did. But I am also looking at, and it wasn't these prosecutors, but previous prosecutors with regards to the co-defendants, they agreed for them to have deferred adjudication. So I listened to your past and what you've gone through with your mom being a heroin addict, with your grandmother having a seizure while you were 8 on the VIA bus, and CPS just coming in, scooping you up. And then they're like, this is your new family who you're going to be with. I, internalized the fact that this person is supposed to be your very best friend. And then it turns out your best friend is not really a friend. He's with the mother of your child.
I knew him since elementary school.
Yeah. So you knew him since elementary school. We can go off the record. As a side note, you know what my grandmother would always tell me?
What?
Nobody's your friend, but Jesus Christ, and sometimes your mom.
So my grandma.
Because sometimes your mom doesn't like what you do. All right. We can go back on the record. So it appears that you're doing well, and you're doing well not being in Bexar County. So is it your intention to remain outside of Bexar County?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
All right.
We'd like to transfer, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Cole, what do you think should be done with you?
I think I should get deferred.
Well, no, here's the thing. Sometimes people think and want certain things, but the question is, what do you deserve?
I think I deserve deferred because I've made a lot of effort and a lot of improvements in my life. And I'm continuing to make those improvements. And I know in my heart that whatever punishment you give me, I'm going to follow through 100%.
So if you get sent to prison, what are your plans?
I'm going to try to have a positive mindset in prison. I mean, nothing much I can do there. Obviously, I'd like to not go to prison. I'm trying not to follow in my dad's footsteps. But if it happens, it happens.
All right. So if you're sent to prison, what are your plans? Because your minimum sentence going to prison, it's an agreed upon that you do 6 years. So what would be your plans if you're taken into custody today and transported to prison?
My plans would probably be to pursue a higher education, but that would also be my plan if I get deferred. The only difference is I'd be able to work and provide for my family.
All right, because we're talking about prison. We're not talking about deferred. So I'm trying to figure out what your plans are if you're sent to prison.
I would pursue a higher education and work out probably and read.
And how do you think prison life would go for you?
I don't think it would go well. I would just be surrounded by the people that I've worked hard to get away from.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes the people we work to get away from are our people, right? Because if you commit a crime,
Absolutely.
A lot of people will come before me and they'll say, oh, I'm not like them. And my thing is like, yeah, you're like them because that's why you're here. You committed an offense. So
I definitely agree that I used to be like that. But I know that I've changed. I know I'm a different person now.
I do think Mr. Cole will do better outside of prison because of the work opportunities he has, the family support he
but doesn't
has.
everybody feel they'll do better outside of prison?
Well, yes, but I think
People who get sentenced to murder think, you know what? I do better outside of prison.
it's a fair point, Your Honor. Poor choice of words on my part. What I mean to say is Mr. Cole has work opportunities, has a new baby that's coming, that's not going to be provided for while he's in the system. And I think him working and being with that new family is going to produce generational results. And I think giving him that chance of deferred is the right thing at this moment. Now, if he screws that up, that's on him. And you know the full range of punishment will be there at that point. But I think he deserves one chance at this deferred because he's telling you he's ready. And I think if you give him that chance, he's not going to let you down.
Yes.
And I just want to say, because I haven't been there for my son for so long, I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to be there for my daughter.
Okay. But here's the thing, and I always tell people this. These are things that people should have thought about before, right? So
Absolutely.
let's assume you are alone in this world. You don't have any children, you don't have a wife, right? So there's nobody that you need to be out for to financially support.
Yes, ma'am.
Having that as a scenario, why shouldn't I just send you to prison?
Because I still want to support myself. It's not like,
Well, I mean, you can support yourself
Still-
in prison.
you know, like it's about my family more,
Well,
in
no,
my mind, but
let's assume you don't have any family. Let's just assume you are Matthew Cole by yourself in this world. Now, if you get sent to prison, guess what? You're going to get meals.
Yeah.
It may not be the meal you want. You're going to get a shower. There's going to be electricity. I don't know if they do AC at the prison or not. It's been a long time since I visited the prison, but you're going to have all that. So you will have support. You will be allowed to work. You can work in laundry. I think you can work in the cafeteria. They provide free education. So you'll have all those things if you're sent to prison.
I think it's possible that I would fall back into a negative mindset being in prison. I mean,
That's the wrong answer, because you just told me if you were sent to prison that you're going to make the best of it. And when you get out,
yeah,
you
but
are going to do right.
I'm going to be sad about it. Obviously, I'm not going to go into prison like happy and cheery. You know, it's going to be hard. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I deserve a chance, and I don't think that prison is the right place for me, for who I am today.
Okay, nobody thinks prison is the right place for them. People who are at the Bexar County Jail who come over here doesn't think the Bexar County Jail is the right place for them.
I think the witnesses from yesterday show that everyone in my life, everyone that I'm surrounded with now, thinks that I shouldn't belong in prison.
But what
And
is
these are all upstanding people who are very law-abiding citizens.
but what does the complainant think?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
What does the complainant think in this case?
I'm not sure. I would be upset, obviously, if I was in that position.
I'm sure the complainant probably thinks you should go to prison, right?
Probably, but I'm not sure. I haven't been able to talk to anyone. I have a no contact order. So.
All right, anything else?
This time we would just re-urge to follow deferred recommendation.
Whispering.
We would re-urge to follow the deferred recommendation, looking at what the co-defendants have done and received, and also in light of what Mr. Cole said today, and all of the witnesses that are there to support him, I think he deserves that chance.
And how old are you?
I'm 23.
All right, anything from the state? I know you are silent.
Your Honor, we do have a victim impact statement. The complainant in this case is here.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. And the court will note that the co-defendants received deferred adjudication. Court is going to sentence you to 10 years deferred adjudication, $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent, There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Alyssa Garcia and Dalton DeWinnie. That's DEWINNIE. The BIP course. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs. And where are you saying you want the transfer to?
I live in Renton, Washington,
What county is that?
King County, I believe.
We'll
All right.
confirm.
Yeah.
We'll do a transfer to King County. 300 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours we waive if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. Parenting classes. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Anger management. I'm going to want a TAP evaluation. And if the TAP let me see, I think we may have had a TAP evaluation.
I think there was a TAP as part of the PSI, Your Honor.
So I'm going to want intensive outpatient treatment. And I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And probation, can you see if King County, I don't know if they do it, if they can do field visits. If they can do field visits, then I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month. And if they want to, they can make the reporting the field visit. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Is it okay for him living within county right now to give him a travel permit to get there and then
Yes,
for virtual recording until he's actually transferred?
yes. All right, anything else, probation?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cole, is there anything else you need from the court?
I don't think so. I just want to say thank you.
All right. Well, I mean, we'll see how you do, okay?
Ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. So, Mr. Cole, you need to make sure that you follow through on everything that's being asked of you. If for any reason a motion to revoke is filed against you and it's granted, you're looking up to life in prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, your agreement with the state was for 6 years and they were silent. So because you received deferred adjudication, now you're looking up to life in prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to have to do better. And
Absolutely.
from here on out, every decision that you make in your life, you need to ask yourself, is this something that can result in me potentially going to prison for life? You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And that goes with any marijuana use, any edibles, or anything like that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If there is some issues with mental health, then you need to talk to someone about that. And you can speak to probation about that. They will recommend someone. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Your Honor, one question, the 90 sober days, what exactly is that?
Oh, he needs to do 90 meetings in 90 days.
Can some of those be online or does he need to find an in-person facility?
I can go to an AA meeting.
Okay,
Yes.
so in any means, okay.
Yes.
thank you.
All right.
Judge Boyd gave him freedom, but life in prison is one wrong move away. The clock is ticking.